Welcome, guys. Welcome to another episode of Direct Talks with ICICIdirect. This time, the guest we have needs no introduction. We have Mr. Jegathesan Durairaj from Chennai, fondly known as Jagan. So, Jagan, it's an absolute pleasure hosting you for this episode of ICICIdirect's Direct Talks. How are you? How are you doing?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank you, and I'm fine. How are you doing?
Okay. So, Jagan, I've been following you personally from many years and seeing your journey, and I know you are completely into option selling. So, before getting into our main topic of what is option selling and what is the crux of it and everything, we would want to know that what is your background. So, if you can just help us out with your background, what got you into stock market, so that will help our viewers know from where do you come and what is your background before trading.
Okay, so studies wise, right? So I'm coming from South Tamil Nadu, so I'm not from Chennai. Many people are thinking that I'm from Chennai, but I'm not from Chennai. I got settled in Chennai. Okay, so to come to a Chennai itself, it is a dream. So we should visit Chennai one time during my childhood. That was a dream. Okay, so it is 12 hours journey from Chennai. So that my native place is almost uh, near to Kanyakumari. You can say that. Okay. So I did all my schooling in a corporation school only. So I have not gone to any LKG, UKG, nothing. There was no such a kind of scheme there. Okay. So I did all my schooling and UG and PG, BSc Mathematics, MCA, everything in my district, Virudhunagar district. So that's what I did. I never ever come out of the my district even for a tour. Okay. So to come to Chennai, as I said, actually it was a dream. So I did a MCA. So right, for a job, to get to the job, I came to Chennai first time, but I had a problem in getting a job during 2003 because my score is not so good in 12th standard. Okay, so I was below 64%. So most of the MNC like Infosys or TCS, any companies in Indian companies or multinational companies, they were looking the aggregate marks. See, 10th, you have to pass at 65, 70, 12th, 65, 70, UG, PG. So I haven't qualified that part. Okay. So I don't have any other option. I'm supposed to go to a small company for 2,500 rupees per month from 2003. Okay. And that's how it started, the IT. So IT job is not easy for me. So many people think that actually I got a job in MNC. It is not. I started working in a small company for 8 months, so 2,500 per month, and then 4,500 per month. Then I got offer in a HCL, MNCs. So that is how it started. Okay, so I'm coming from very humble background. So my father is a mason, so he is only 8th standard, and my mom is a housewife, and she is no more right now, but she haven't gone to a school at all. So literally, actually, you don't get any academic knowledge from your parents. So you have only the moral support. You don't have any kind of academic knowledge. You don't have. So you have to try yourself. And during my childhood, I did not understand the importance of study. I did not understand the importance of money management or financial education. Nothing. I went to school just because actually my parents sent me to the school. That's it. And my aim was just to pass it. Okay. But once I came to Chennai, right, so I was really proud of myself in such a way that because in my childhood, along with my father, I used to go to the daily wages work. Okay. So in the roads. And that was 13 or 14, my age. My salary was 13 rupees, 14 rupees per day, for which I have to work in the sunlight from morning to evening. Okay. Okay, from that stage and coming to the software industry and going to the abroad, okay, and drawing a salary more than 1 lakh, I thought that is a great achievement. And of course it is, there is no doubt. Okay, so coming from a very humble background and slowly improving myself and then getting the job, I was really proud. Okay, so 14 to 15 years I was into IT industry. Okay, so in 2014 I was working. So one day there was no power, there was no internet connections, there was no TV. Okay, and I am forced to read some books. So I am not a great fan of a book reader before. I am supposed to read a book, and that book is gifted by somebody else. Okay, so that book is called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay, so that book actually, when I read the book, actually I got pissed off. Why? Because he is saying actually, don't look for a job, don't look for a promotions. You need to always look for being an entrepreneur or investors. Then only you can make a wealth by going to the job, right? So you can do a survival. Okay, so maybe better survival. Okay, so better job, better salary, better survival, but everything will be in EMI. Okay, so my wife is also not working, so I am the only breadwinner. So in 2014, I had a car loan, I had a home loan. So I don't have a personal loan. So these are the things what the status I had. Okay, that book clearly tell you actually. So higher the salary, higher the commitment, and when you get retired at 60 and you don't have any money in your bank account. In other words, Robert Kiyosaki is the author. Okay, he told actually, tell me your salary right now. I will tell you what is the savings you will have at the age of 60.
Okay.
Is your life is actually fixed. Okay, so there is no dynamics in your life is fixed. Tell me your salary, tell me your habit, I'll tell you how much salary you will have. So your growth is always have a resistance when you go to the job. Okay, um, so that was really something actually hit my mind. Then I thought that okay, let's do the some business, but I am not coming from a business background. Okay, so my father actually used to say that actually once you get a salary and try to get a promotion, try to get a nice job, switch to some other company, get a nice salary. That is how the life should be, because somehow actually luckily you got a job in our family tree. You are the first person to go to the job, nice job. Okay, so white collar job, so do it. Okay, but this Robert Kiyosaki statement was in fact actually touched my ego. He said that actually you are not successful, you are a better survival of the person. Okay, so if you want to be really successful, you had to do the business, or you had to do the passive income. Then in 2014 I was looking for various avenues. By the time, right, so when I read the Robert Kiyosaki book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, there is a C also tab in Amazon. So that book is called The Richest Man in Babylon. That book is the greatest Bible if you are into the financial domain. Okay, so all the books written in the world right now, it is derived from the book. That's what I would say that. Okay, the book clearly says that actually it doesn't matter how much salary you have, it doesn't matter that what status you have, you can be rich. Okay, it tells us 7 steps. Okay, which is not there in any academic books. Even you go to MBA, you go to any class, actually it is not there. Okay, so then I realized actually what is my mistakes. I am buying everything in a EMI. Okay, so I am getting poor and poor. I started changing my habit. Okay, so hereafter I will not go for a EMI. So I will allocate some money for me. So that richest man Babylon clearly explained to me. Okay, Jagan, it is not about your habit. It is about the habit of the rich people. Okay, so you need to copycat the rich people habits. Thus, you are going to be a rich, and getting money is a side effect. So you have to change your habit, which should be aligned with the rich people. So that is the only clue I have. Okay, so that Robert Kiyosaki book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and The Richest Man Babylon, actually it changed my mindset, and thereafter I changed my complete attitude. Okay, then I was coming to the stock market, trying cash market, futures. I did not try option buy, and I went to a lot of free workshop. Okay, free workshop I went and I did not get. Then I came to my mindset, Jagan, what are you doing? So if you are a rich person, you should allocate some money to the education. So don't be like the employee. And before that, even to take a one Xerox, actually, we will go for walk for 1 kilometer where 50 paise is available. So I started paying 17,500 in 2014. I went to one workshop. He was a random guy, and he was explaining what is what. He was explaining the cash market, futures, on option buy, option sell, everything. So it's a complete package he was explaining. So there he mentioned that actually option selling is done by fund manager and institution people, and people are not interested around me. So they were interested in option buy, they were interested in futures because they want to make a pada money. Okay, but I am here to copycat what rich people do. So the only message what I got is actually, so institution does option selling. Okay, then I asked, okay, whether it is true the institution sell options or not. Okay, then I asked, yes. Then I said, actually, I'll do the option selling, and I don't know anything about nuts and bolt of option selling at all. So I don't have any idea. From the day one, I started selling option just because I want to copycat big boy. So that is how much.
Big boys. Yeah, but Jagan, what you have told us about your background, it's a complete achievement that you. coming from this humble background and coming to Chennai, you, as you said, is a very big achievement. It is hats off to you. So how you have come and what you are right now. So Jagan, one question from coming from family background only, and then we move on ahead. It's like nobody in your family did business. So how did you convince your family members that you will be quitting a job and then getting
Good
into
question you asked. You good question you asked. Actually, to be very honest, I did not say that because I will not get approved for sure. 100% I will not get approved. Okay. So what I did actually, so let's try something and then prove it for 1 or 2 years. Then only they will believe. Okay. So I had a 3 lakhs in my pocket. So somehow I arranged it because then let's try this. My perspective is let's try for 3 to 6 months and let's keep a stop loss. If say for example 1 lakh is a loss, then we will close it and then we'll go to job or we will look for another business. That was my target. And luckily there are two things I would say, that sometimes actually your talent will make you rich, sometimes the luck also will play a major role. And 2014 to 2018 is a paradise for option sellers because if you sell any options, you're going to make a profit most of the time. The market is not so much volatile and there is not much option seller during that time. So I was getting a consistent money. Even that time, actually, I did not say to my parents. Okay, so I was making money for 1 year. Okay, then my parents were interested. My father was interested in buying lands. So I said to him actually, and you can give the money to me. I will give an interest of say for example over 1.5% per month, which is much better than the real estate. Now he was skeptical. Then I said to him actually, I will take the responsibility. So then I took a responsibility of that money because my father money only, my dad money only. Right? So I took it and I was giving the interest consistently for 1.5 years. Then he started believing. Okay, so this is how something working. And my article got published in Money Control, YouTube, and all the places. Then he got somewhat convinced. And 2018 only I came full time. So 2014 to 2018, along with my job I was doing, that was really tough one because you need to manage the time with the trading, you need to manage the time with the office work, and you need to give the time to the your family as well. And of course, you need to give time for your health and all these places. So it was a really tight one. But since I was passionate about all these things, so it was not a painful at all. It was a pleasant journey. That what I would say that. So time from 2014 to 2008 went like this. Yeah.
So 2014 you were working and 2018 you got into full-time trading. So when did you decide to get into full-time trading? Because there are people listening to you right now. There are many who are actually trading with a full-time job. There's a high possibility someone with a full-time job is trading. So was there something that you're making a consistent profit, or you had ample amount of money so that you can quit your job and get into full-time trading? What was that thing that got you here?
2014 to 2018, obviously I was making more than what I was getting in a salary. In fact, actually, in 2018, the 1 year salary, 1 year profit is 5 times of the profit of 5 times of the salary, yearly salary. Okay, so I thought that also once we resigned the job, then we got the 5 years income in a 1 year in through the trading. Moreover, I was really skeptical. In 2014, I took a decision. Okay, so what is the decision? In 2020, whether I am making profit, whether I am making loss, whether I am going to be in a stock market, I have to be full time. So I had given 6 years time to myself. Okay, so that book told me that you clearly have a target, you clearly have a goal. Okay, and you write the goal. It's very important. So only 4% in the world will write the goal. Okay, so when you write the goal, you are very serious about your passion. It is not simply you think it. Okay, so if you are thinking that I will achieve it, and then you are not serious about it. So I write all my plan, how I'm going to bring my capital, what is the interest I'm going to do. So this may happen or may not happen, but your thought process, right? Your thought process will get aligned to your attitude. Okay, so eventually plan something and you do something. You do something different. That is a different thing. Okay, but your attitude will follow your plan attitude. That is the most important. The result will be different for sure. Many people don't do this one just because they think that my plan is different but the execution is different. In real world, that's what it happens, but the mindset and the attitude will be same. Okay, sometimes the results will be better, sometimes the results will be less, but for my in my experience, my results were better than what I expected. So people used to say that I am Hanuman because Hanuman will not know the power of his himself. So he was always actually put a very under target. Okay, so not a super target. Okay, so I always put with the reasonable target. Actually, then I beat that every year. So that's what it happens. In 2018, I was making 5 times of the salary. So which is much higher than the industry standard to become a full-time trader. But to be very honest, when I get 5 times the salary also, I was not ready to resign my job, because I'm getting 5 times salary and 1 time in a job. So 6 times. Okay. So if I resign my job, actually, then it is only 5 times, 5x. If I don't resign my job, it is 6x. But the thing is, actually, to be very honest, I was very passionate about the stock market and trading. I was thinking all about this one. Honestly speaking, I am not able to concentrate on my work.
Okay.
So yeah, I can be in a job. There is no problem at all, because my manager said, actually, you can continue the job. How much work you can contribute, you can contribute. But I have concerns, and then I'm not able to deliver what they are paying to me, because my mindset is some completely different. Okay, so I changed myself from Jagan to IT Jagan. IT Jagan is a trading.
Yes.
So I'm not able to concentrate at all. So I don't want to cheat myself being in a job. So I resign my job.
Okay. So this was your, this is why you came into, like, you were passionate about markets and that's why you just left your job. All right.
Correct.
So Jagan, let's come to our main thing, because people would be listening ki how does Jagan make money, and how do we achieve a profit, like how do we become a profitable traders? So could you share some light on how do you decide your trades? So suppose I'll just give you an example, like Nifty is at 18,000 right now and you are a short strangle, you are mostly into uh, selling. So how do you decide what strikes to sell, and how what is your strategy? You can just put some light there.
Okay, sure. As I said, right, so when your mindset is right, the strategy is nothing. So that's what I would say, that actually people say strategy. But my mindset was to get aligned with the big boy. My return expectation is 2 to 3% per month. Okay, so when I had a 3 lakhs capital, my return expectation was 6K. Okay? People say, actually, you're getting more than 1 L salary. Why are you expecting 6K? So what are you going to do with the 6K? Okay, but the market is ready to give the return only for the capital, not for the needs you have. Okay. You may have crores of money needs, but market is ready to give a return only for the capital. So the return is always based on the input of the capital, risk management, and everything. It is not based on your needs. Okay. So I had this mindset, and when I came to short strangle, the entire world is doing, say, for example, 500 points away or 1,000 points away call, 4,000 points away put. The short strangle, selling OTM call, OTM push. So that's what they were doing, and they were shorting. And 2014 and 2018, it was a good playground, very defensive one. It's like a local playground where you can practice good option selling method. Sometimes you will have a challenge, 1 or 2 months, so that will have experience. Okay, and I was doing the short strangle based on my return expectation. Okay, so my return expectation is 2%, which 2% or 3%. I had a return expectation of 3%, which wherever the place I'm getting 3% return, that premium I used to sell. Very simple calculation. So we are paying margin for a short strangle. For the paying short strangle, actually, we need to go 3%. So it may be 1,000 points, it may be 2,000 points. In higher weeks, it will be 2,000 points. In lower weeks, it will be 1,000 points or 500 points. Accordingly, I started selling option. That was clearly working out, because uh, the premium you are collecting is paid for the risk you are taking.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you are collecting the higher premium, higher the risk. Collecting the lower premium is a lower risk. And collecting the ultra low premium, it doesn't give any risk and reward at all. So you need to have a fair premium. So fair premium, how do you decide actually? So 3% is the standard, industry standard. Okay, so I went for a 3% premium, and then I started selling call, I started selling put, and I was making tons of money. And since 2018, 2014 to 2018, I was a full time, I was a part time, and I was doing a naked selling. So selling a call option, selling a put options, and was making tons of money. Every year I'm making 100%. It's not only from the strategy, I also taking a leverage, because during that time there was a leverage from the broker, 5 times, 10 times for expiry. So make a profit, killing profit for expiry day. So I was making a huge money. And but 2018, I thought that, actually, so Jagan, you are making money, that is true. But option selling is not equal to big buy strategy. Okay.
Absolutely.
In option selling, big boy does something. So what is it? Okay. Then I was looking that actually, so big boys are doing only big boys are doing only the risk defense strategy. For every sell, they keep a buy. So you don't have your positions open for a next. Then I shifted to risk defense model where for every sell, I keep a buy. And keep in mind that when I was making more than 100% return, I was doing that. So many people actually, when you make 100% return, you will not listen to anybody. You will go with the flow. Hey, I was making 100% return for 4 years. I don't want to change my strategy. But my motto is not to get a 100% return. My motto is always to follow the big boy. That's what I'm saying. You may be getting different results, but your motto should be aligned with the big boy. Eventually, you will reach there. Okay, so everybody will have a different path. So 2018, I started doing the risk defense strategies. There only all the crash happened. Corona crash and this crash. And sudden up movement, sudden down movement. Then recently the war from Russia, Ukraine, and all this black span event came only after 2018. So that's what I'm saying. I was pretty lucky because all this black span event, if all this black span event would have come in 2014 or 15, I would have been out of the market, or I would have. I will have a fear, and then I would have gone out of the market. But luckily, 2014 and 2018, it was a local ground. It's a hometown, you can say that. So I had an experience. Then 2018, from 2018, is a foreign ground. But anyway, I've had a 4 years experience. And this risk defense strategies, once I change, for two reasons. One is actually you need to follow the big buy. That is a motto. Second thing, actually, you are now full time. And if you are losing all your capital, you cannot go to the job again. Okay. So I shifted to risk defense strategy from 2018.
Okay. And I think as your capital goes up, your risk taking ability also goes down. So you have to hedge it with a proper risk profile because with a lower capital compared to what you were in 2014 and what you are at 2018, the capital also grown. So you have to be very wary of that. You do not lose it. So just for our viewers who don't know what strangle is, so strangle means selling call and put of different strikes. That is what strangle means. That is OTM, not ATM. ATM strangles if you sell of the same strike. That is a straddle. So my next question was, why do you prefer strangles and not straddles? Like, is there anything, or you're comfortable with 3%
Okay.
of
So
market?
yeah. The thing is, short strangle will have a highest winning percentage, more than 80 to 90%. Short straddle, you will have only 50 to 60% success rate. Okay.
Okay.
But short straddle will give you a huge profit, huge loss. Okay. Yes. And say, for example, 10 lakhs you have, then you can do only 2 straddle. You as a margin, you can do 10 straddle, but the kind of drawdown it gives, actually, you can't do the 10 straddle.
Okay.
Okay, so for a position sizing, you can do only 2 straddle. So your capital is underutilized, number one. Number two, during 2014 to 2018, there was a leverage. Okay, so there you need something with the higher POC. Because when you want to take a leverage, your system should have a 80 to 90% leverage success rate, then you can take a leverage. Okay, yeah. But if your system is having less than 50% success rate, then you can't take a leverage, because each time, actually, say for example, less than 50%, you are taking 5 times, 10 times leverage, there is a chance that you will wipe out your capital. Okay, so these are the two reasons I was stick to the short strangle. The short strangle, highest win rate, and I want to take a leverage one, and psychologically it is easy to accept. And right now I do the short straddle because right now we don't have a leverage. Okay, that is a different ball game. But the reason why I chose short strangle is for highest success rates. I want to take a leverage and I want to make a consistent return, and psychologically it's good for us, for beginner. Yeah.
Okay, and higher probability of profit.
High probability, yes. Yeah.
Perfect. And Jagan, there are many. I'm again coming because this would be seen by a lot of aspiring people. So, what was your initial capital that you started with? Was 3 lakhs, but as a full-time trader, when you got into the market, got out of your job in 2018, became a full-time trader. So, what was the capital you?
Yeah. My capital was close to 60L.
60.
Okay. So, but my family fund, everything put together, it was more than 1 CR.
Okay. So, is someone seeing right now, because strangles, a lot of people are doing strangles, and because of the higher probability of profit, and there are a lot of job going youngsters right now, because the standard of living has also gone up. And anyone who is I ask this to everybody: if someone is looking to get into full time trading, what is the capital he should be looking at, and how does he
So you
like?
can plan for option selling. You can plan for 3% per month. Number one, if the 3% return, if you are consistently getting, and that return should be double the salary of from your job, then you can leave it. Maybe at least for 1 or 2 years, actually, you should get it. Then you can take your call. It is a personal call. But my expectation is 3% you should get consistently. But it should be double the salary of what you're getting right
Okay, that is there. So anyone who's watching and wants to become a full-time trader, I think
now.
Gagan has answered that. Jagan, now it's 2018. We have seen your journey to 2018. We are in 20, we are in 2023 now. I have a habit of coming to 2022 because we just moved into three. It's been more than 4 years now. So have you backtest? Like, how did you backtest? And do you have a system-based thing? Anything system? Like people have their own strategy, algorithmic trading or API based trading. So did you automate your system or any strategy that you have?
Yeah. So 2014 to 2018 is as I said, is an era where I did naked selling and with the high leverage. Was since 2018 to 2020. Okay, it's a second era where I was doing a risk defense strategy. Okay. In risk defense strategy, I was getting only 40 to 60% return per annum. Okay, but was extremely happy because risk defense getting this much return, it is not easy. Okay, and by the time I was having more than 2 CR, 3 CR, everything. Okay, and in 2020 only I started doing this backtesting and then being a system trader, because I backtest many systems. Okay, and I came to, I realized that actually I am doing the same job again and again. So being an entrepreneur, and if you are doing the same thing again and again, either you should delegate or you should automate.
Okay.
So initially I delegate. During that time, I started writing a code, and backtesting it is not a big deal at all for me because I'm coming from the maths background. So BSc mathematics and then MCA. So I have a programming knowledge also. I'm a very good coder than trader. So I love
Okay.
coding. So I started writing my own code in Python to automate whatever the rules I have. I started backtesting also in Python as well as some database as well. So that was clearly giving an edge. Okay, so when you backtest, what you get actually, it is not only the result, you will also get a confidence.
Hmm.
But when you think some system and then trying to implement in front of the system first day without seeing the results, fast results, you will not get the confidence. Because it is like a trailer. The backtesting will give like a trailer, how the market went, how the profit will come to you. So psychologically, 99% of your psychological problem will get resolved actually if you're doing a backtesting.
Hmm.
So backtesting may not give a results, but backtesting may give a psychological advantage. So as doing that one, then I thought that, okay, so this is how it goes. This is the premium behavior. This is the market behavior. This is how it goes, and how much drawdown we can have. So based on the drawdown and the backtesting, we are going to say the position size. Everything I automated. So right now, actually, for the last 15 days, I was not there. I was in the native place, but still my system was completely running. I did not take my laptop at all. So my team will take care of everything. Yeah,
Yeah, and
complete
I've seen
delegation.
you are sharing all your the verified PNL on Twitter and everything. So it shows you have a pretty good system.
Everything will be done by my team. So I don't have any sharing a PNL and putting the message, replying to everything will be done. Rarely I type it.
Okay, okay. So coming to drawdown, because you've spoken about drawdown here, and 2014-18, I think one Blackstone event was demonetization and market fell down. There was a huge gap down because of the demonetization. So that time we look at a bigger Blackstone event, that is the COVID fall that happened, and also the Russia-Ukraine war day, because Bank Nifty that day went down by I think more than 2,000 or 3,000 points, if I can recollect. So how do you manage drawdown? Like how do you define risk? What, because there are many people who would have sold some naked options and would have gone, even if short triangles. So they would have had a big drawdown because in gap downs you cannot you cannot handle gap downs if you have that, you don't have the right position sizing. So what is your position sizing of your capital, and how do you manage that so that you get a good night's sleep because with their positions, I think they cannot sleep as well. So that is my next question.
Sure. Demonetization is the first black swan event actually I did since my start of my career. I think it was in 2016, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
2014 I started. So 2016, I was thinking actually how people are making loss. I don't know. You sell any options, you are making profit. How to make loss in option selling? And it's a curious question. And 2016, the talk was that actually, if Trump is going to win the elections and it is going to be crash, that everybody is saying where Mr. Donald Trump is going to win the election, then it is going to be complete crash. You talk to any watchman or auto driver, this was the talk. Okay, to A to Z, anybody actually does a talk, and uh, unfortunately, I generally right. So when there is a chance of black swan event, actually, I don't take any positions. But demonetization one day before the demonetization, right? So the thing is, demonetization and the election came at the same time. Okay, so we were preparing for this US election, but demonetization was the unexpected one. But good thing is we were prepared for US election. Both happened at the same time. So generally, before mega event, I don't sell any options. I keep my positions off. Okay, but one day before demonetization, I was in a loss. Call options I sold, I was in a loss. Okay, so I thought that actually we will sell a slight quantity put options. Okay, to save it anyway. It was giving a nice premium. 2000 points, 3000 points away. Even there is a gap down, it is going to be 1000 points or 500 points. It is not a big deal at all. So I thought that Donald Trump will not come to the power. So that's what I thought. But indirectly, so that is a mistake I did. But that was limited because my position size was very light. Okay, and next day the drama was completely different. Everyone got panicked. Donald Trump won the election. Then everybody, the biggest surprise is not a Donald Trump win, but the biggest surprise is people thought that market will crash, but market started going up. Okay, the two things. Okay, two learnings. Number one learning, in the day I had a 5% loss. That was the highest loss since 2016 I had in one day. Before that I had a 3% loss. Eventually in a 2 months actually I got recovered. Okay, and my position size was less. Number two, actually, we should always look at the data, not look at the news, not look at the some people opinion, because market movement you can always read from the data. You can't read from the people, because you can never ever know the you can never ever read the people who are contributing to the stock market. You may be talking to your peers, you may be talking to your, say for example, friends and families. So that is not the whole stock market about. The whole stock market about is actually what most of the people are thinking who are into the stock market. Okay, and then I thought that thereafter I will not look the news. I will not. I take only the position size. I look at only the data. I don't form any opinion about it. So RBS is going to cut the interest rate or going to increase the interest rate or no change. I don't mind whether the market goes up or goes down because I don't have any opinion. Everything is based on the data. So I will go only with the data because the data cannot lie. The price cannot lie to you. Okay, so you always go with the data. So that was a learning in 2016. I would like to say that actually this thanks to 2016. Okay, so I don't know how government planned this demonetization along with this election. So it was intentional or not intentional, I don't know. Okay, if demonetization was completely different from US election, then we would have had a two black swan event. Because there are expected black swan event, unexpected black swan. Expected black swan event, actually, there is a, say, for example, budget or US election. Demonetization is completely unexpected. Nobody know that actually demonetization is going to come. See, this one have a clear hint to me that actually, Jagan, if there is a chance of black swan event, don't keep any of your positions. So how do you know that there is a chance of black swan event? So internally, many people will do the trading for the black swan event so that the option premium will rise. When option premium is rising, right, the VIX will rise. So the VIX is above 20. I was completely out of the market. So just before the corona, actually, we don't know actually how the market will react to the corona. But VIX started going up. During that time, I was selling the monthly options. So I was really afraid, and I thought that I made so much money in the market, and let me stay away for 6 to 8 months. Even I don't make any money, that's fine. But I don't want to lose my wealth because uh, the environment what you have right now, I'm saying in the during the corona, we never had before. So how market will react, we don't know.
Yeah.
Market is going to be 10% down because 2008 we have seen a crash. 2000 we have seen a dot-com bubble crash, but corona was something different. Nobody can predict how the market will react. So gap up or gap down, we never know. So what I thought that actually we'll stay for 6 to 8 months out. Then we come here actually once things are getting settled down. So 6 to 8 months I did not do. So corona year I did not make loss. I did not make profit as
well. Okay. So this was a pretty smart decision. So what about during the Ukraine crisis? Because Ukraine was unexpected because everybody thought that Putin will not. There won't be a war between Russia and Ukraine. And one fine day we find that there's a big war. So were you taking? Did you had any position then for that?
Yeah, good question you asked. During this Russia-Ukraine issue, actually I shifted to intraday. So intraday it doesn't have a much risk when compared to the positional. Okay, the positional one is carries the highest risk. So intraday I have a stop loss. Okay, so Russia-Ukraine problem did not affect me anywhere. In fact, it helped me to make more profit because in intraday market makes a good move. I make a good profit. The problem is only for a positional. You have a stop loss, and then in other side you are going to make a profit. Say for example, calls you are selling, put you are selling, and once the stop loss is the other side you are going to make a profit. That way, actually, Russia-Ukraine problem favor to me. Okay, it is not a problem to me.
Yes, because
there was a huge movement in intraday. So I was since 2014 to 2020, I was playing only for non-directional. And after 2020, I shifted to delta. Means that actually I was playing for a trend, intraday trend, more on trend, less on theta, non-directional strategies. So any intraday movement, I love it. Big movement, actually, I make a huge profit. So Russia-Ukraine problem is good for me.
Yeah, because the IVs were up, the VIX was up, higher premiums. You can sell more, sell something at a higher premium.
Very simple.
There was a gap down. Market tried to move up, and from there it again went down, and there was no way up from there.
Yeah. So open secret: higher VIX, higher the trend.
Yeah.
Lower the VIX, lower the trend. Simple trend. Okay.
So, Jay, my last question to you in this: we're coming to VIX. So, as an option seller, people say that higher the VIX, you get more premium, but it should favor you. But there are a different school of thoughts which says that the higher the volatility, the chance of more stop loss getting hit. Because if you're selling the options, there are a few people I've been speaking to that the stop loss starts getting hit because of the movement in the market. So at what VIX do you decide? About 20 have said anyway. But in a low VIX environment, at what point you do not prefer selling options because lower VIX you do not have the premiums, and selling option and you have a one-side movement, you can have a higher loss. So in VIX environment, what is the level you decide that above this I will not trade or below this I will not do option selling? I'll stay away for a while.
Yeah. Till 2020, so my game was only non-directional strategies. So above VIX 20, I don't do. Okay. But after 2020, I was playing for a directional. I was looking for a higher VIX. The game was ulta. Okay. And I don't like a low VIX right now because low VIX, there is no trend. There is not much decay. So I personally don't like it. So higher the VIX, actually, you are right. Actually, more stop losses will be hit. But if market trends, you make a huge profit. The RR is good with the higher one. Okay. So if you're keeping your positions as right. Okay. So most of the time you can go and note down higher the VIX, actually higher the trend. So any premium you are selling, you are going to get a huge return. So as per the backtesting also, it clearly says that actually when VIX is more than 20%, actually you're making huge profit. When VIX is 15 to 20, actually you are making moderate profit. VIX is less than 15, actually is a kind of a very, very minor. Okay. So it's a kind of break even only. So I personally don't like VIX below 50. I like only VIX above 50. If the VIX is below 15, then I always take a very less positions.
Okay. So yes, I think you've covered everything about your journey. And any last message to our ICICI viewers, and also anyone who would be watching this, like.
Sure. So, guys, actually, first, actually, you decide actually whether you are going to do a discretionary trading or system trading. So, if you are a discretionary trader, actually, my advice is to do with the monthly one, because monthly one you have to react very, very slowly. So, if you are a beginner and you don't have any knowledge in a system trading, you can start with the monthly option selling, short strangle. That is the best strategies to get started. You will get a slow profit, slow loss. It is easy to digest, it is easy to accept everything. Psychologically, it is good if you're a beginner. Okay, and that is good for discretionary trading. So that's what I teach in workshop as well. So if you're a beginner, actually you do the short strangle in a monthly, it is a peaceful, so that you get some practice how the option selling works, how the premium works, how the profit and loss works. And as I said, you don't get a nice profit, you don't get a nice loss as well. So that was good for a beginner. Okay, then actually, if you're a system trader, I would say that actually you get the data. There are n number of backtesting tools available in the market. Okay, so you come up with the data and you have your own rules, you have the backtesting, and make sure that your drawdown, how much drawdown you're getting, and be prepared for two times of the drawdown you are seeing in the backtesting. So if your backtesting says that actually 10% drawdown, and mentally be prepared to have a 20% drawdown, because the history may repeat again, or the new history may be created. Your drawdown may be the new one. Okay, so be prepared for it, and keep your position size based on the DD. It is very important, because finding the system is different, and risk management is different. So when you do risk management, how based on the drawdown, actually you keep your position size. So say for example, in a demonetization, if I would have taken a full position for the entire capital, I would have lost to 25% to 25 to 30% of my capital. I had very light positions, for which also I had a 5% loss. So it comes to the position size. When there is a risk, take a less position size. When there is a less risk, actually, then you take a huge position. And my advice for you guys, actually, people who are coming to option selling, they think that short strangle is equal to option selling. So that's what most of the people are assuming, that short strangle and one more strategy, if they want to go short straddle, that is not true. And do only risk defense strategy. I know that making money through this defense strategy is really tough, but you have to do it in right way. So making money is not a big deal in option selling, because you get the money from the time decays, and 70 to 80% you will get a success rate. So there is a wrong confidence you will get that actually you are making out of your skill, you're making profit out of skill, but it is not really so. And make sure that you hedge your options, make it risk defined, and you always be prefer for 10% 20% plus when you, then you make, in worst cases, you should lose only 20% of your capital. Say for example, tomorrow there is a 10% gap down, again 10% gap down, exchange is closed, then make sure that actually you don't lose more than 20% of your capital. So you keep your notional value right. So to know all these terms, right? So notional value, hedging, algona, you can watch my YouTube channel, because I've put lot of videos, and you can go and watch it, so that you will get a fair idea about all the jargons in the stock market, especially in option selling.
And your YouTube channel's name is Capital Zone, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, there are two channels, Capital Zone and Capital Zone Tamil. It is available in Tamil as well as English.
And you can follow Jagan on Twitter as well. His Twitter
IT
ID is
Jagan.
@ITJagan. So you can follow him and subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. Jagan, it was an absolute pleasure hosting you, and thank you for taking time and coming on our Direct Talks episode. So viewers, if you like this, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we have some. Let's wait for another guest another week. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for joining.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from ICICI Direct.